Hi, I'm Anthony. I'm from Chevy Red Hire, and you're watching Bumper to Bumper.
Ever since I was a child, I've loved automobiles. My father drove a V8 Dodge with big old shiny wheels. To him it was just transport with little to endear, but that old car would set the course for me throughout the year. Bumper to bumper, we love them old cars, be it Ford or...
Anthony, g'day and welcome to Bumper to Bumper. How you going?
Good, Rusty, very good.
You're a Chevy man and you've got about half a dozen 57 Chevys. So I'm first of all envious, and we're in your little man cave area here. So first of all, what got you into the cars in the first place?
Oh, back in when I was about 15, 16, I actually bought an FC Holden and I went drag racing with it without my father knowing. He didn't even know I bought the thing. Me and my mate bought it, and we just hid it in his place and went to Heathcote Park Raceway in Calder and drag raced it, and that's the start of my loving the cars. And then I always said I like to do a Chev up, but it was my mate's car that he had, and I helped him along the way, and there you go. And I bought one back in '93.
All right, back in '93, that would have been very rare in those days.
There wasn't a lot of, especially the four-door hardtops. They were pretty rare. There was a lot of the four-door sedans, which were Australian delivered, but the four-door hardtops were rarer. They'll come from the States, and we got them from California, converted them to right-hand drive, which you had to back then.
Yeah.
And I loved the first car, and after that, there was people comment, how nice the car was, and, would you do a wedding with it? I said, yeah, okay, I'll do a wedding for you, for a sister or brother or who it was, and then just keep rolling from there on. They asked for another one, and I thought I'll get another one, and then another one after that, and just accumulate it.
All right, so how many actual 57 Chevys you got?
I got, at the moment, I got 2 four-door hardtops, 1 convertible, and 1 coupe.
And other vehicles as well?
I've got 2 Cadillacs as well. They're 1957 pink Cadillac, convertible, and a factory limousine. Yeah.
All right. Now, what do you particularly like about the 57?
Oh, it was a great era. It was the era of Elvis. That was when he got famous, most likely. The first year they got famous, and it was just the shape of the 57 was fantastic. The things of them and why they were, very popular car till to this day. They're still. So I just like the shape of them, and I like 555 and 6s, but the 7s were the most cream of the crop.
Yeah, look, one of my favourite cars of all time, I've said it many times on Bumper to Bumper, is a 57 Chevy. One day I'm going to buy one, I'm going to own one. Not right at the moment, but who knows. And obviously, when you've got that passion, you actually make it happen, don't you?
Correct, yeah. You put your mind to it. I'm an electrician by trade, and I just done a lot of work on the weekends, and extra money that I made went towards a car, and I kept buying a car every time I made some money, and that was it.
All right. Now, we're in a beautiful little showroom here, and it's really, really decked out. I love what you've done with it. Very professional, very elegant. You do a wedding hire business, so what's that?
I'm called Chevy Red Hire is my business, and we do everything. We do weddings, debs, formals, movies, props, anything to do with a car that somebody needs, we'll do it for you, and we'll travel anywhere in Victoria. And it's a great thing to see people happy and that haven't got the opportunity to be in a classic car like ours, because I would love to own one, but they hire it and they just come out with smiles after the day, cruising around.
All right. Now we're going to take a look at some of the cars you've got here today, and obviously we'll look through some of the memorabilia. So if you see something that really has a special point of interest, please let me know, and we'll have a discussion about it.
No worries, Rusky. We'll do that.
All right. Cheers. Okay, Tony, we're in the real main area of the showroom today, which is where all the cars are parked, and I might say it looks fantastic. You've done a great job with the downlights and all the rest of it. Now, you've got a number of cars here. Which one do you want to go through first?
Oh well, the convertible is my favourite. It's the cream of the crop of the 57 Chevs, and this one here is. Been a total restoration off-frame rotisserie done, and the car was completely stripped, and we converted it to right-hand drive because back in the days we had to.
Now, which year are you talking about, just so people understand, because you've been in the cars for a long time, mate.
Yes, probably we did it at about 2005, I think it was.
Yeah.
Between 2000 and 2005 was restoration, about 5 years, and before that you had to have right-hand drive, but now you can keep them left-hand drive 25 years and older. But I did it to the way the car should be in Australia. I used the original firewall dash. We unpicked it all and used the whole firewall of a right-hand drive. The steering is all right-hand drive from Australian delivered car and modified power steering onto the right-hand drive drag link. The dash is the original American dash because the Australian one was a 56 dash, in fact, in a 57. But I decided to keep it more authentic, make it look like an American car that was the original thought of a 57 dash. And so we had to cut and chop and welded it and put it back in, and it looks great, the way it is, and the air conditioned, power steering. It's got electric windows, electric seat, power rooftop, got spats, Continental kit. All the engine and transmission is what came out, the heart of the car, what came out, so it's a numbered car.
All right, what's the engine?
283, a power pack engine, 4-barrel. All original, so it drives like a new car. It's superb. Yeah.
Now, did you do the restoration yourself?
I did the stripping, the assembling, the motor rebuilt, the brakes conversion, the disc brakes, and all that sort of hands-on, long period of putting glass together and the frame and rubbers and all that. The trimming I got done from Pat over in Sunshine Trimming.
Yes.
And
good on you, Pat.
Yeah, and the paint was done by Richard. Richard from All Trader Panels done the paint work.
Yeah. And
back then, and the rest is I did all the, you farm out the chroming and the polishing and all that. But it's a lot of work to put it together, hours and hours. It's passion to love.
Yeah, exactly. Very true, very true. And the end product on a 57 Chevy convertible looks fantastic, mate. Yeah,
thanks very much. Yeah, she's won a lot of awards, and I'm proud of that, and does weddings and been in a film and also a series. It's been in Neighbours.
Yeah.
They've used it on a promo shot of a wedding, and and advertising for Levi Jeans. It's been done for a Japanese company. So it does a bit of everything, but I really treasure it so they don't damage it.
Now, I was going to say, because especially hiring cars out in the sense that you're driving them, though, to maintain it, because obviously you get other people who are going to sit in it, drive it, do things to it. I don't know how you do it. First of all, maintain the car to make sure it's in immaculate condition, but also people who are not car people probably don't have the sensitivity of caring for the car.
Yes, there is that portion of people that don't know what the car is, what year it is, and it's just a car, and they'll put a bag on the boot or on the bonnet, and you're thinking, hey, this is it's my car, and you've got to maintain it, so don't scratch it, and they go, oh, okay, sorry, they're not thinking. Where there's the other people, they're scared to open the door, scared to get in. They'll ask me all the time because they reckon it's a great car. And so you've got the two types of people. But yeah, you got to watch out. Otherwise, in 5 years, the car will look like a rat rod. Like they'll just wreck it.
Yeah, well, you wouldn't want to change that into a rat rod. I can tell you that now.
No, it's too nice for that. Yeah, so I'm pleased with the end result of it. And you drive along, put your aircon or put the roof down and just go to the peninsula and having a great time. And you get a lot of head turning.
Oh, mate, what a gorgeous car.
Thank you, Rusty. Yeah.
Bumper to bumper, we love them old cars.
Beside you on your right is a Cadillac, big limousine.
Yes.
Mate, this is a big tank of a car, but it's very elegant.
It is. It's an elegant car. It's a factory 1957 limousine. We bought it over from California and Sacramento, California, the state, and it was a governor car. Back then it was black because they were all black. And after a year they changed them over to the 58 because of a different shape again.
Yeah.
And became a high car, just a funeral car or a high out for people. And through the years it wore out and it was painted white. So it blends into my wedding scene.
Yep.
And yeah, we can use it for anything you want to. It's got all the option. I mean, they're fantastic. They got it costs more to build than to sell this car, they said. Because it's got everything you could think of. It's got the air conditioning, power steering, air conditioning ducts fall down on your head, so you get this cold air falling down.
Yeah.
You got all this. You got the spotlight here. You got the electronic eye, which dips the lights. When another car comes towards you, it automatically dips down and dips back up.
Yep.
All factory.
And we are talking 1957, aren't we?
1957, they had all the technology, but the cost was so high that they wouldn't put it into all the cars. But people that had, like the Elvises and all the high-ranked people, would have those cars because they got the money to do it, you know.
Yep.
But it seats up to 9 people. You can get 6 in the back and 3 in the front, where it's the old 2 next to the driver, you know.
Yeah.
That's maximum. So 9-seater. It's got the dividing window in the middle that goes up and down, so you could split the privacy. And it's got its own controlled radio at the back, where the driver's got his own radio, go on music. The lady in the back, the top lady will go, "What's that?" She'll press a button, turn off the music, and she's got her own control that plays music at the back, a different station, which is unique.
What's it running?
It's a 365 Cadillac engine.
Yeah.
It's which is a torquey engine. They need it because we're talking about quite a few, probably a 3 ton of car.
I was going to say it would be a pretty heavy car out there.
Yeah. It's a 4-speed automatic, which Rolls-Royce used in the 50s.
Yep.
It really it goes for once it's in top gear, it goes along real nice, but very slow off the mark. But it doesn't matter if you put 9 people or on your own, it's the same power coming because it's geared that way for the horsepower. But it's a beautiful car to drive, and it's so long wheelbase and so smooth up and down.
Now, one other question I want to ask you. What's the name of your wedding hire business?
It's Chevy Red Hire.
All right. And what colour's this car?
White.
What's going on, mate?
Well, it's we had to blend in some. The traditional white was always there. Now, as you can see, we got reds, and so we added. We had the reds always from the beginning, and all the grooms, all the brothers, booked them, and then when the sisters or something say, "Oh, I want to book for the same company. We love their service, but we don't want the same cars as the brother or whatever." So we decided we'll get something for the girls, and we end up with the white limousine and also a pink Cadillac.
Yeah. Okay. No future plans for getting a white 57?
No, not at this point in time. I've got to stick to the Chevy Red Hire name to keep the red. And look, it was a risk because I think white would probably go better in wedding industry. And I thought, well, I'll go red. I'll be different than everybody else. And I think I succeeded. It worked, and it's lovely for photos. The photographers love it as a background drop. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I stuck with red. Yeah.
Well done. All right. So what's next cab off the rank? How about the pink Caddy?
Yes, the pink Caddy. It's a unique car. It's been in a lot of movies. had actually done a movie called Stark. Ben Elton done the movie. He actually was producing everything. He was in it. It's been on Neighbours, that one there. It's been on the Footy Show. It's been, I think it was Moomba Parade. That's correct. Yeah, Moomba Parade. We've done Hairsprayed actually.
Yeah.
Okay. The cast got all into the cars to go to the actual theatre as a promo, and you see all the 50s and all dressed in the 50s. It's fantastic. Yeah. And we did Grease. We had Grease, and we had all the actors in that, and the Pink Caddy, and so it does a lot of other things than just weddings and promotional, and don't forget, and I enjoy it. I take her to car shows and have a great time with it. Yeah. She rides on airbags. It's really a nice ride.
One of the things I wanted to ask you was for the restorations you've done on these cars, what are some of the issues you've had, or one of the worst issues you've had in trying to find? Probably rust, I suppose, would be the biggest issue.
Fortunately, I've always bought a car that I've looked at and made sure that I didn't get a rust bucket,
All right, now, a lot of people say to me, they won't know until they strip a car. So how would you know until you strip the car?
Well, that's true. I mean, you got to find a car that sounds strong and looks better. Then when you blast it, then you'll find something. Like it's, at the moment, it's 61-year-old cars. And when I got them, it was like 40-year-old, and some were left out in the open and water got in them, and some aren't. But majority, you deal with it. You find the Chevs, especially, you can buy every panel you could possibly think of for rust repairs.
Yeah, okay.
So that's a benefit. The Cadillacs, you've got to build everything. Mm-hmm. There is no parts, like I think they're starting to do a bit more paneling and floor paneling, but back then when I was doing, there was nothing. You find something old and work on it.
Yeah, interesting, because I think they're limited numbers, these two, aren't they?
Oh yes,
the Caddy.
Like just the moulds and things here. They're so long, these moulds. If you damage it, you just got to try to repair them. You just don't find them. Yeah. You can't find, especially a limo. There's none around, so it's a rare piece of part that's on the car. And the only place I find it is a guy in Texas I used to call if I needed something. He seemed to have a lot laying around, but I don't know now. It was a few years ago if he's got them, but they're a bit harder to get parts for. But a Chev, you can buy everything, repro or new.
All right, Anthony, I want to say thank you very much for spending some time with me. You've got a beautiful collection of 57 Chevys, mate. Fantastic. Well preserved, well looked after, and it's been a pleasure to come in and have a look at them today.
Appreciate you coming down, Rusty. I enjoy it.
Bumper to bumper, we love them old cars.